Hey, this is Bitsy Tulloch. Catch a new episode of Superman and Lois this Tuesday at 8, 7 Central.
Now at 10, a memorial is growing outside the elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, where families are coming together to share stories and remember their loved ones.
Where are the cops? Where are the cops? Because I couldn't hear sirens.
New questions tonight about the police response to that deadly shooting. Why did it take so long for officers to storm the classroom and stop the gunman?
And students across the country and here at home walk out of class in protest to call for change and demand stricter gun laws. Now on the news at 10. Good evening, I'm Micah Ullman.
And I'm Sandra Mitchell. And tonight for Cher Calvin, criticism growing tonight over the police response to that Texas elementary school massacre that left 19 children and 2 teachers dead.
And questions are mounting about whether anything could have prevented so many innocent lives from being lost. Here are the latest details on the Uvalde school shooting. Police now say the deadly rampage lasted more than an hour. Parents were prevented from entering the school to save their children, some handcuffed, even tased. There was no resource officer on site, despite earlier reports. All 21 of the victims have been officially identified, and calls for gun reform grow from coast to coast.
We have team coverage from L.A. to Texas, and we begin with KTLA's Pedro Rivera in Uvalde, where a memorial is growing, and the families there now sharing their grief. Pedro.
Sandra, Micah, we wanted to get some distance to the family because as the evening has grown, the sun has gone down, it's become quite silent. The only thing you hear behind me are the screams and the cries from the family, still grieving at this point. So we just wanted to make sure that they had some distance to grieve in peace. Now, throughout the day, people have been bringing flowers and candles, stuffed animals, so much so at one point, all of the crosses you see there with the names of the victims, they were side by side. They had to be spread out with so many candles and stuffed animals.
You don't expect to see this happen in your small town.
A small town turning their beloved downtown plaza into a memorial. At the foot of this water fountain are 21 crosses, each with a name for a child or teacher killed.
When I heard about it, I was very distraught. I lost control of myself.
Sophia Aguilar used to work with the father of 10-year-old Jackie Cazares. She died alongside her cousin Annabelle Rodriguez. She told me she was not surprised to see so many messages of love for Jackie.
Everybody's so helpful, everybody willing to help. Everybody come and join together.
Sophia, along with many others, came to leave flowers, balloons, and I love yous, including these 6 young girls. 10-year-old Tess Mata loved playing soccer. Along with their parents, Tess's teammates left flowers for their fallen friend. Others who did not know the children still felt compelled to be here, like AJ Tamayo, who shared a prayer.
While the child was still alive, I fasted and wept. I thought, who knows? The Lord may be gracious to me and let the child live.
It's only God's comfort that can deliver people through this time.
Unannounced early Thursday, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, was one of the first on hand to pay respect.
I got kids of my own, and I could just imagine that to be in something like that.
Alex Covarrubias has 2 children. Like many parents who are now reflecting on what happened, it made him want to stand here on this sidewalk with a message for passersby.
For Uvalde to stay strong. We've been strong from day one, and this took us down a little bit, but we'll get back up there.
Many we spoke with came here to grieve and share stories, but Sophia hopes politicians who have made their way to this small town leave with a bigger message to take action.
They have laws to buy beer at age 21. They should have that the same for buying guns. Not anybody can walk in there.
And one of those politicians that Sophia hopes takes action is the governor, Greg Abbott. And we are learning tonight that Greg Abbott has decided not to attend the NRA conference this weekend in Houston, but instead he's going to stay here in Uvalde to continue to work with leaders and the community. He will send a pre-recorded message. But if you really want to get a sense of what the community is feeling,